So today I wanted to talk briefly about what I'm going to be doing with this channel going forward. I know I mentioned it on yesterday's daily Half-Life 3 update, how starting in June I'm entering into what I call Phase 2 of Hazard Time, and I just wanted to talk about what that means, what's going on, and why I'm switching things up here a little bit. I guess the first thing is that the weekly schedule that I tried to set up, I'm not going to be doing that anymore because it never really worked. I would end up missing days. I would I would struggle to find stuff to talk about for certain days. So it just never really worked. So instead what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a podcast. I'm going to have a weekly podcast that's going to be put out on Mondays. And the channel is going to kind of be centered around that almost, in a way. And so the podcast will be Monday, and then from the time period of Tuesday to Thursday, there are going to be videos like this, which are going to be like mini podcast episodes, except not a podcast, because you can see me and it's just going to be me instead of me and another person or me and two other people. But these little mini podcasts like this are basically just going to be me talking about something. Whatever I'm talking about, I'm going to be talking about some kind of like, I guess the closest thing I can think of is maybe like a film diary, but not really. But a video diary, something like. That's not the word I would use for it, but that's kind of close to what it is, because that sounds lame. A video diary sounds really lame, and yeah. But it's basically going to be like this. I'm going to be talking about a subject, and it's going to be kind of rant-esque, and you know, it'll allow me to get off topic a little bit when I do this and start talking about other things too. So I won't have to strictly follow the set topic of whatever the video is that I will be doing. So it's kind of straightforward like that. And then on Fridays, I have a new show, I guess, series or whatever, that I'm going to be putting out. It's another one that I'm really excited for. It's not going to be a podcast. It's going to be something different. It's something that I'm looking forward to. I'm not going to talk about it just yet. I'm thinking I might just wait until Friday and drop it like it is. But even though I'm doing the podcast and the mini podcast stuff in between, I'm still going to be doing the other stuff that I used to do to some extent, because there's some stuff that I did like doing. For example, I want to get back to doing the Classic 42, in which I review movies that are 42 years old, and I'll still be sporadically doing movie reviews and TV show reviews. It's going to be sporadic, stuff that I really want to talk about versus stuff that I feel like I have to talk about. So I'm gonna try and get back into doing the Lost episode reviews more consistently. I know it's been a very, very long time since I've done those, but I'm going to try and get back. I'm going to try and get back into it. Also, I really don't know what's going to happen with the Fallout New Vegas video game commentary that I did. I don't know. It's like each part is 30 minutes. I have a lot of parts left over. I haven't even finished playing the game yet, so that tells you about it. And each part is 30 minutes. It takes about like 2 hours to upload. And honestly, no one's really watching it that much, and just the time it takes to upload, I don't know. And I'm not going to put in the effort to into editing those into shorter things, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, honestly. But I'll think about it. I'll see. Maybe at some point. I mean, I kind of want to just like edit them together into some like 15-hour long thing. It would be more than 15 hours probably, but edit them together into some like 50-hour long thing and spend the 3 days in a row uploading it and be done with it. But no one will watch that either. I don't know. So what I want to get back into doing is the Patreon too. I'm going to look into changing up how Patreon is done a little bit, and the Patreon stuff is going to happen all of next week, so this week will kind of exist to be like a preview week, so to speak, so you can kind of see what I'm going to be doing going forward and see if it's stuff that you would be interested in supporting on Patreon. So you can check that out. Yeah. I can't really think of anything else I wanted to say about all this. I do have the first episode of the podcast. It went up last night. I do plan on putting it up earlier in the day. There was a little bit of a problem that I didn't expect. And, going forward on Mondays, the podcast will be up earlier. I don't think I mentioned it, but the podcast is called Stay on Target. And you'll see why we call it that if you listen to the first episode. It makes sense. It works. I like the title, and it's something that I've been wanting to do for a while. I'm glad that it looks like it's maybe going to be working out a little bit. So I think that's good. And yeah, I really can't think of anything else to say at this point. I will tell you the next episode of this little mini podcast thing. I'm still not even sure what I'm going to even call this stuff, these little rants. But the next episode is going to be about something that's not controversial at all, and that is Star Wars.